Oshio, how's everything going, Brother Albert? I had got your message, and he was talking about, on the history of the Old Testament, and the battles and things there. See, that's one of those deals that if you try typing it, writing it out, it'd take 10 pages or more, at least for me. And what I wanted to do, and I figured this would probably help you more, and excuse the background sound there, that's one of the dogs ran over wanting to go out. But anyway, um, I figured what I'd do is see about getting everything kind of fixed up so that here, where it can kind of answer your questions. Now I answered in part on my reply. Like in the Old Testament, we know that, like I was telling you, how that in history you have records of all these different battles, and it is really bloody and terrible. And each one had their own cultures, and in the way they fought was that whatever methods and ways that their cultures, within their culture, that how it was taught to them, or am I making any sense? Um, anyway, the thing is, and God is a holy God, and anyway, and that's my mother talking to the dog. Anyway, now where was I? I got sidetracked there. As I was going to say, on the subject of the Old Testament, the battles and things that was in there, yeah, they were bloody. But God, since He is a holy God, He don't abide sin. He had already promised this land to Abraham that the Israelites was going to go into. And of course, if you read the Bible, you understand how things unfolded. But if you read the law, a lot of people misunderstand what was written in the law. I mean, it goes to show that He was a very holy God. There was no other countries that had such laws. In fact, they couldn't even communicate with their gods like the way Israel had God who can communicate. They could see, the only thing is that God's real. Their gods were just carved images, and I'm sorry, all this stuff had just kind of distracted me. But anyway, I mean, if you look, you can see that God couldn't abide sin. And in the New Testament, it does mention that these things, were written to warn us, to encourage us. They were examples to us. What would happen to those who, if we sin, what would happen. I mean, you see what happened to the peoples of the lands. You've seen how that they eventually, because Israel wouldn't listen, and they got corrupted by the others. But you could see really why God hates sin. But I'm not what you call this great Bible scholar. I can answer you just only in a simple person's way. But I have some brothers, a little brother, Brother Jack, and some other brothers out there that I would ask them to help leave some comments on this video. And I'm hoping that this will answer your questions, Brother Albert, because each one can give something that I failed to accomplish in answering your question. They can help, and I encourage my brothers to comment, about why the recording of such violence, or the bloodiness, in the battles, that happen in the Old Testament. Like for instance, as Brother Albert was trying to point out, like when they had with Joshua, and fighting the Canaanites, being, and everything. I would like, and ask of you, brothers, that if you would comment and help Brother Albert out a little bit here. So that's what we're going to do, or try, and to help you out, Brother Albert, and because I won't ever claim to be the answer person. I know things, and but sometimes I forget them, and so. And I don't know if it has to do with the age thing, or if I'm just, or what, but maybe just a lot of stuff in my mind and stuff, maybe. But I will help you the best way I can, and just ask, and with me, just be specific on things a little bit, and I'll try to answer them as best I can. If I can, I'll see if I can get my brothers here to help you out. So, okay, thank you very much. I'm glad to hear from you. And God bless you. Shalom.